Nasa linya po ng ating komunikasyon via Zoom ngayong umaga sa pong dating sundalo at manunulat, si Ginoong Butch Cabanban. Sir Butch, magandang umaga po. Jade at Admar po ang inyong makakasama. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Good morning, Jade. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. At ito nga nangyayari ngayong tensyon dyan sa gitnang silangan. Alam natin na meron po kayong pahayag at post po nga dyan sa Facebook po ninyo patungkol nga po dito sa nangyayari. Pero una sa lahat, ano ho ba ang inyong pananaw at tingin dito sa tumitinding tensyon dyan sa Middle East?
The events that are unfolding are very fluid and highly volatile. We've been monitoring it for the past 48 hours already. Effectively, right now, the Straits of Hormuz are closed. So there's nothing is flowing or sailing passing through the strait.
Opo. Gaano ho ba ito gaano kalaki yung magiging epekto nitong tensyon dyan sa Middle East dito sa ating bansa?
Practically 100% of our crude oil importation comes from the Middle East. So as of now, all we have is a buffer stock of for 30 days, which is held by the private sector and not controlled by the state.
Opo, sa papaanong paraan po na maapektuhan itong ating produktong petrolyo?
In 30 days, wala ka ng petrolyo.
Oo. Paano po, Sir Butch?
The country survives on petroleum products, transportation, both maritime, air, and land. Fertilizers also come from the Middle East. When that is not coming in, your supply will run out in 30 days. Your supply will run out in 30 days. 30%, up to 30% of our gasoline finished products come from South Korea, Singapore, in Asia, but even they are not really, as we're assuming that they are not also affected by the blockade. What we are hoping for is that this tension and the situation in the Middle East will de-escalate within the next 30 days.
Opo, sinabi po ninyo, mayroon ba talagang zero government-owned oil reserves o ng Pilipinas?
Zero. Zero.
Po, paano po yan?
It's the strategy of the Philippines is to have a 30-day minimum inventory requirement, which is required from the private sector. So you're talking here of Shell, you're talking here of Petron, you're talking here of all the other suppliers. They are holding the stock, including stocks in transit, which are also locked in because they cannot come here. So let's assume 30 days. We're not even sure, although the government has been assured that we will have more than 2 weeks of supply for 30 days. Now, the global standard is 90 days. The global standard is 90 days. We have 30 days. If assuming that the worst scenario becomes a reality, where are we going to get our oil? That's our problem. The lights will go out in the Philippines.
Wala ho bang bumper mechanism ang gobyerno natin, Sir Butch?
As I said, Jay, earlier, the buffer mechanism is a 30-day supply that is held by the private companies. That's what we have, 30 days.
Dapat ba itong energy... Sir, dapat ba itong ituring na crisis na, energy crisis, itong bilang national security threat na rin na ating bansa?
Yes, most definitely. We're not the only country. All the other countries are already there.
So,
of course it is. Your airplanes will not be flying. Your buses, your vehicles, your transport, carrying food, and the logistics side of industry and economy will grind to a halt. In fact, the city of Manila alone, the mayor of Manila has already ordered 50% reduction in fuel costs. 50%, that's the city of Manila. That was even yesterday. Nauna pa siya sa national government.
Opo. Nabanggit po ninyo after 30 days o within 30 days o sa loob ng 30 araw, wala na tayong buffer stock dito sa ating...
Unless we can come up with other sources.
At nakikita... Yeah.
We're not the only ones affected, but we are heavily affected because 100% of our crude comes from the Middle East, practically 100%, between 90 to 100%.
Opo. At nakikita po ninyo ngayon, walang kahit na contingency measure na ginagawa po ang gobyerno natin, Sir Butch?
Well, the Emergency Powers Act ng Presidente that will take control of the private sector stocks and ration it. That's what they can do right now.
Opo. Medyo nakakabahala po itong pahayag po ninyo na after 30 days nga ay wala na tayong stock. Papaano po ito, ano pong magiging mensahe po ninyo sa ating mga kababayan na hindi po magpanik? Dapat bang magpanik tayo dahil may natitira o limitado na lamang po yung araw na kung saan ay ubos na ang ating...
Hindi ko kaya, I don't want to speculate on that. I am citing the reality on the ground. Now, if you're talking about what's going to happen, should we panic or not? I can say that, but the markets are in free fall, and the price of Brent crude is going up practically vertically already. We don't have any control over that. Now, you will have fuel, but it is going to cost you. Now, what could happen as a market reaction? People will have a tendency to hoard kasi katulad ngayon, nag-fill up na ng full tank lahat. That's the situation now. But will it be critical? I think within the week, you will see prices going up if the situation in Iran does not de-escalate.
Opo, bago ko po ipasok kay
Your problem is, Jade, you have no other sources right now.
Opo, Sir Butch. Bago ko ipasok kay partner Admar, papaano po ang itatanggi ng gobyerno? Iba po yung sasabihin ng gobyerno na may sapat tayong supply, may contingency measure tayo, at hindi po totoo yung mga ganyan na sinasabing 30 days kasi meron bang nakikita pong ganun pahayag din po ang gobyerno? Ganun po, medyo ganun pong gagawin ng atake.
You have to understand government. Government wants also, does not want to create a situation where the people are panicking. It's not about that. It's about what are you going to do. So, tingnan natin. It's wait and see tayo ngayon kung paano gagawin yan. This is an entirely new development. Maybe the older people went through this, but you're talking here of the millennials and Gen Z. They have never seen anything like this. They have no idea how this is going to affect them.
Opo. Kasi nga, unang pagkakataon ko pong narinig yan, at syempre bilang isang Pilipino, talaga nakakabahala po itong pahayag po ninyo. At dapat bang iklaro, linawin po ito ng Department of Energy o kung sino man sa gobyerno, Sir Butch?
They have made statements already. They have issued statements. Probably, I have not heard any statement coming from Malacanang, other than that the president stating that the priority is the safety of our OFWs and that measures are being taken. But I cannot say what their plan of government is, what their plan of mitigating the supply situation is. You have zero reserves. What you have is held by the private sector and in transit going to the Philippines, which is not gonna come here.
Opo.
Not all of it.
Bakit?
So, if that happens, I don't know what they're going to do.
Po.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, bakit hindi po ito sinasabi o may sinabi na po ba ang Department of Energy bilang isang ahensya po na dapat ay magbigay alam o impormasyon tungkol nga dito sa status ng ating produktong petrolyo?
Kung bilang mamamayang Pilipino, gusto natin malaman yon. Pero yung tanong mo sa akin, Jade, is probably better addressed to them.
Sir Butch, magandang umaga po.
I don't represent PNOC or Petron.
Opo, sir,
Yeah,
good
yes,
morning,
sir. Go
sir.
ahead.
Si Admar po ito, sir. Tama po kayo, nabanggit nga rin yan sa recent na mga panayam din sa ilang mga opisyal ng DOE at nasa batas din ata na at least 30 days na meron silang imbak, 15 to 30 days ang imbak nila at nabanggit niya na nandyan pa nga yung kasalukuyan po. Meron po akong nakapanayam kagabi, no? Isang opisyal ng isang malaki ring oil company po at ang kanila pong suhestyon para maibsan talaga kasi nakikita nila na magtutuloy-tuloy po itong pagtaas po ng presyo ng mga langis sa hinaharap ay tanggalin muna yung pinapataw po na excise tax po sa ating langis. Ano po ang masasabi niyo rito?
Yes, what I can say is it's a temporary solution just to mitigate the shock. The 30-day thing is supposed to be a buffer, and that's too short. 90 days will be able to buffer it, so yung price increases will not skyrocket. Pwedeng balance out nila yan gradually lang, subsidized by and supported by the buffer by your reserves, which we only have 30 days. The clock is counting every day. Yun lang, but will that work? Yeah, of course it will work. But your problem is more than just that. The cost of fuel that you're going to buy now is already will become more expensive. And there's pressure on your exchange rate. It will cost you more pesos to buy dollars and more dollars to buy oil. It's a double whammy. So you can imagine the impact on the economy also and the consumer.
Opo, at possible din, kasi itong gulo po dyan sa Middle East, minsan huhupa, minsan mangyayari naman, hindi ito first time na nangyari po dyan. Nakikita nyo na rin po ba na yung IPIRA law ay maaari ding susi, yung pag-revise po nito, pag-revisit po nito na magiging akma sa kasalukuyang sitwasyon ngayon sa mundo, lalo na dyan sa gitnang silangan?
By the time that they revise that, tapos na yung boxing. Ikaanhin mo yung damo kung patay na yung kabayo. In fact, you're talking about what happened in June 2025, the first when Israel attacked Iran. So nagkaroon tayo ng jitters noon. I provided updates as requested by different cities and municipalities in Davao. Pero nag-de-escalate eh. But it was a warning sign and a wake-up call for the Philippines already at that time. I don't know what they did. They probably tried to do something to look for other sources of supply. But right now, all you're getting is coming from the Middle East. What will the IPIRA law do with that? It's a supply problem. You can lower the prices and place price control. You can stop people from hoarding. But there's no supply. That is your problem. That is the problem. That there will be no supply if it escalates.
Opo.
Kung gagamit tayo ng firewood, kung magluluto tayo.
Opo. Sir Butch, ano po yung nakikita nyo pang maaring epekto nito maliban sa usapin po sa langis? At ano yung dapat na paghandaan pang lalo ng ating gobyerno? Kasi nga po, ang nangyayari po dyan sa gitnang silangan, meron po mga bansa rin na nadadamay na kasi nagkakaroon din po ng airstrike ang Iran doon sa mga bansa na yon at yung mga bansa na yon labas doon sa Israel and Estados Unidos, nabanggit din sila na hindi sila papayag na hindi sila re-rest back po. So nakikita natin na magiging mahaba pa po itong gulo na ito. Ano po yung dapat paghandaan ng ating gobyerno pa?
Get worse, di ba? Yeah, it's what you're saying, to get worse. Well, you're asking, are you asking ano magagawa ng ordinaryong, yung mamamayang tao, the man on the street? You have to, let's conserve the use of our vehicles. Hindi na labas ng labas. You do a loop. Kung lalabas ka, isang trip lang. Gawin mo na, punta ka sa bangko, bayad ka ng kung ano babayaran mo, bili mo yung bibilhin mo. Magtipid ka. Hindi ka everything you can do to conserve it. We've seen this in 1974. I was in high school. You were not yet born, but all eight-cylinder cars were not being used anymore. Ngayon, bagsakan ang presyo ng mga SUV na diesel-powered at gasoline-powered. Electric cars prices are holding. How much is it per liter? 190 na ngayon. 190. That's not going to go down. It will only go up. Now, what can you do? What everybody can do now is minimize the use of electricity. Minimize the use of your vehicles. That's just a stopgap measure. You have to answer the supply side. And that's not, hindi atin yun. Wala rin tayo makukuha sa pagbabatiko sa gobyerno.
Opo.
In a way, they can always could have been inherited from the past administrations. But the fact remains there is no strategic reserve. None. Established. Inamin naman ng Department of Energy yan.
Opo. Sir, maliban po dito sa usapin ng presyo ng langis, ano pa pong dapat paggandaan ng ating gobyerno na maaaring epekto po nitong pangmatagalang epekto nitong sigalot dyan po sa Middle East?
Hindi lang presyo ng langis, di lahat rin. Kasi kung mataas ang presyo ng langis, mataas ang presyo ng gasolina, so yung cost of transporting, cost of moving goods from one place to another will also go up. So it will all be passed on to the consumer. It's not just the gasoline. Pati pupunta ka sa bangkerohan, tataas ang presyo lahat doon. Simple economics yun eh. So, ang pagkakadaan mo, austerity ka, magtipid ka muna hanggat hindi mo pa alam kung ano mangyayari. The Filipino cannot do anything about it now except live with it. So he has to adjust. Wala na munang unnecessary trips. Wala na munang mga road trip, lalo na ngayon. Pero at magkano? I don't want to say it because I'm not a prayer person. But maybe let's hope that this whole thing will die down within the next 30 days. Let's assume that the private sector has a 30-day stock.
Opo. Doon naman po sa paghahanap, kung meron pang pwedeng paghanapan ng ibang source natin ng langis po, Sir Butch.
The biggest buyer of crude oil is China. Hindi lang Pilipinas ang may problema. Pati ibang countries. Pati China. Now, you will be able to buy it. But even Europe is in a panic now because where are they going to get their oil? Where will they get it? And even if it gets to you, right now, we're talking about today, then you'll have to turn around and pass through the Cape of Africa. And that will increase your cost by how much? And will delay it by 15 days. 15 days bago dumating dito. Ang di alam ng karamihan, ang refinery dito nasa Limay, Bataan, sa Petron. The others, they import finished products already. They import gasoline, they import LPG. Petron lang ang nagre-refine. Petron cannot refine if the stock doesn't come in.
At nakikita po ninyo,
Yeah, go ahead.
at nakikita po ninyo, Sir Butch, sa susunod na scenario, magkakaroon po tayo magkakaroon ho ba ng fuel shortage? May ganun ho ba?
There is already a few. Well, there are two things yan eh. It's either you look at it as a fuel shortage or you're looking at it as a expensive fuel.
Opo.
And your price of the cost of your electricity will also go up. It will also go up because may alternative energy sources pa, pero marami pa rin mga planta na nakabit sa grid which are powered by diesel.
Opo.
Yun. So, ganon. Hindi ko kaya sagutin eh. Yung mga, sana makakausap kayo ng tiga Department of Energy or tiga Petron mismo or dating tiga roon para marami sa atin na hindi nila naiintindihan kasi they've never seen this before. They don't know how it's gonna impact them.
Yes.
They have no idea whatsoever. And I think, I don't know, pero I think the generation of, I just look at it as a millennials. Even my children, they don't seem to be alarmed. They're in their 40s already and in their 30s. So, may pera naman kami, bibili kami. Hindi yun eh. Wala kang mabibili. Yun eh. Sana hindi magkagulo-gulo doon.
Opo.
Kalaban ng Pilipinas, hindi lang siya ang bumibili at naghahanap ng crudo. Pati ibang bansa. Japan is a major importer. So is China. Ang requirements nila mas malaki pa sa atin. Vietnam is okay. But even them, they have a strategic reserve. Tayo wala. Yun ang pagtatakahan natin. If you try to do something about creating a strategic reserve, that has been mandated by the Department of Energy since 2021. Had they done it in 2021, by now probably 75% ng buffer reserves mo nandiyan na. Hindi nila inumpisan eh. I don't want to judge it kasi gawin na lang yan ng next administration. Ano magagawa mo? Yung Horizon administration mo, 6 years lang naman ang tinitignan niya. Tatapos rin tayo. So, give it to the next administration. We don't have it. It's a national security issue also. I'm worried about flight cancellations if it extends because I have to go back to Davao. I live in Davao also, like many of you guys. Yung ticket mo, nabili mo ng matagal na, pero ang cost nila ngayon mataas na. Kaya yun. Ang dami stranded na OFW na pauwi. Marami rin stranded na papunta. Libo. Yun.
Opo. Well, siguro...
It's hard for me to say eh. It's not my it's not within my expertise. My expertise is more on the movement of markets, which I did on a daily basis for decades. So I know where the markets, I have a very good idea where the markets are going. So, pero you have very interesting questions at very valid one. But you should talk to mga directors ng kahit yung mga dati kasi yung nakaupo dyan ngayon, hindi mo masasabi. There's a question of it's a question also of confidence eh. Maniniwala ka ba sa sinasabi nila? Totoo ba yung sinasabi nila? Pinagbibintangan nga ang lahat ng mga nasa social media na nagpo-propagate ng fake news. Pero ang taong bayan, iniisip na sinasabi ng nasa gobyerno, fake news na rin. Ganun lang. So, that's it. Pansit.
Opo. Siguro huling mensahe po ninyo, Sir Butch, sa mga kababayan natin na nanonood po sa mga oras na ito.
Wait and see. It's wait and see. And you can hope and you can pray if you're a prayer person. But you take precautions already. You minimize your use of energy. That's all kinds of energy. Household energy, cooking mo, LPG mo, imported ang LPG mo, gasolina mo, imported, lahat yan. Mamahal yan. Kung hindi mo gagawin, tataas rin naman talaga ang presyo eh.
Alright. Sir Butch, maraming salamat po.
Magtipid na tayo. Sige. Ahmad, thank you also very much.
Alright, mga kababayan, si Ginoong Butch Cabanban, dati pong sundalo, isang manunulat po ang ating kasama na pakinggan ngayong umaga. Kaugnay nga po dito sa magiging epekto ng tumitinding tensyon sa Middle East dito sa ating bansa.